that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is.
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
I believe that they gave me a raw deal because this industry is a monster. It's the same monster that these Me Too trying to tell you about. But they hate the monster for how it and I hate that monster for how it eats. But my God, man, it's the same monster.
I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati.
Oprah Winfrey opened up about her decision to speak to Michael Jackson's accusers for her After Neverland special when she stopped by The Daily Show on Wednesday night. Last month, Winfrey made headlines when she sat down with Michael Jackson accusers for Oprah Winfrey Presents After Neverland, which aired on HBO following the explosive documentary about the singer titled Leaving Neverland.
Jim Carrey and Dave Chappelle just dropped some serious truth bombs about Oprah Winfrey and how she was terrified of Michael Jackson. Not just nervous, not uncomfortable, terrified. And the reason why, because according to them, Michael Jackson wasn't just a pop star, he was a force, a man who knew things and carried power that scared even the most powerful woman in entertainment.
But for me, this moment transcends Michael Jackson. It is much bigger than any one person.
This story isn't about gossip, it's about secrets, it's about influence, and it's about what happens when someone becomes too big for the system that made them.
Ethos or somebody once said my problem was I didn't understand the social contract here. I now understand what that means.
Yeah.
Do you understand it?
The social contract?
Yeah.
I think I do.
Yeah. What is it for you?
The social contract. You can't get mad.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get mad. You can't let it get you, because you have to make a deal with everyone else, and it's almost unspoken that you are going to be over at some point by people who you may have done something nice for.
Mm.
Let's be real.
Yes. Yeah, very, very hard. Very hard to be, you have to choose what level of integrity you're coming in at. And
okay.
Oprah and Michael Jackson were once on the same level of fame. She ruled television, he ruled the world, but their relationship has always been strange. Back in the 90s, Oprah interviewed Michael at Neverland Ranch, and that interview was watched by over 90 million people, one of the most viewed interviews in TV history. She smiled, he smiled. It looked like love, like mutual respect. But years later, that love turned to tension, because when the world turned on Michael Jackson, Oprah didn't stand by him, and she distanced herself.
Even though we're on a cruise, is watching all the newses and reading all the newspapers, and she said, something's happened to Michael, I don't think it's good. And it scared me because in 1998, I think that was the year, I was in another hotel room. Gail was in, and Gail called and said, something's happened to Princess Diana. I don't think it's good. So when I heard that, immediately I thought, oh my God, could it be? And so we were all stunned. And
did you ever consider going to either the memorial service or the funeral?
No, I did not consider going to the memorial service or the funeral because I did not consider myself to be a friend of his. And I didn't want to be one of those people showing up just because it's Michael Jackson. So no, I didn't, because I was not a friend. I was someone who had interviewed him and at the time really had a lot of compassion for him. Mm-hmm. And
those feelings about him changed over the years?
The feelings didn't change. In terms of my sense of compassion for him, what I felt was a sense of sadness. I never knew, what the truth was.
She started hosting conversations and documentaries that fed the accusations against him. And that's when fans started asking, why was she so eager to help destroy the king of pop?
If they ever found out what we were doing, he and I would go to jail.
Winfrey said of her decision to do the special, "I haven't had that much hateration since I did the puppy episode with Ellen DeGeneres, aka the episode in which DeGeneres came out as gay." The talk show host continued, "But when I saw that documentary, I realized that a lot of people are going to be triggered by watching it, and a lot of people will not understand what the pattern is." Winfrey explained, "People call it but there is a big seducing that goes on, and that was important enough for me to take the hateration for."
Now fast forward to today, and Jim Carrey and Dave Chappelle are both calling it what it really was. Fear. Fear of Michael's power. Fear of what he represented. Fear of the truth that Hollywood's biggest faces didn't want the world to hear. According to them, Oprah wasn't scared of Michael Jackson, the man. She was scared of what he knew, because Michael wasn't just another celebrity. He was the most famous person alive, a man who controlled his masters, owned publishing rights to the Beatles catalog, and was quietly buying up entire parts of the music industry. That right there made him dangerous. Michael wasn't just playing the fame game, he was beating it. And if there's one thing Hollywood and media empires hate, it's someone they can't control. Dave Chappelle said it best years ago. They don't just make stars, they manage them.
You're not supposed to do this in my business. I'm up here doing something that nobody else in this business has the balls to do. I'm telling you something that you need to know. I'm trying to explain to you what you're seeing. You don't understand what you're seeing. I am publicly flogging a network. And I know that this network, they watching me and they saying, why are you doing this so publicly? Doesn't feel good to be flogged publicly. Oh, believe me, I know. I know exactly how that feels. When I quit my show, they said I was crazy. What was crazy about it? I just didn't want to do it anymore. They said I smoked crack. That's impossible. I was a devout Muslim. I didn't smoke or drink. But I do now because you ruined my life.
They shape your image, your narrative, your downfall. And when Michael started going off script, the machine that once worshipped him turned on him. Chappelle and Carrey both know that game, and they've lived it. They've seen what happens when you step outside the system. And when they look back at how Oprah handled Michael, they see fear, not journalism. Fear that he would expose the truth about how deep the manipulation goes.
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Right? Yeah.
What is it?
Come on, Jimmy. Seriously, the time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking tongue.
I like it.
Jim Carrey once said in an interview, Hollywood is a place where they pay you a fortune to kiss their ring and call it success. And when Michael stopped kissing rings, he became a threat to everyone sitting on the throne, including Oprah. You see, Oprah built her empire by being close to power, by interviewing presidents, billionaires, and kings of culture.
Sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
Jim Carrey weighing in on Will Smith's Oscar controversy during a new interview with Gayle King for CBS Mornings.
They asked Chris, do you want to file charges? And Chris apparently said no, he did not.
He doesn't want the hassle. I'd announced this morning that I was suing Will for $200 million because that video is going to be there forever.
How do you feel about him as a person, as an artist?
Martin Lawrence is the guy that showed everybody you can make it from D.C. to Hollywood. And I had a personal stake in his success. Every time he did something, it made me feel inspired and really good. And he was always real nice to me. He'd sit me down, what's going on with you, baby boy? What? We'd talk about comedy, whatever. And, you know, when we did Blue Street, we were promoting it, and Martin had a stroke. He almost died. And then after that, I saw him, and I was like, oh my God, Martin, are you okay? And he said, I got the best sleep I ever got in my life. That's how tough he is. So let me ask you this. What is happening in Hollywood that a guy that tough will be on the street waving a gun, screaming, they are trying to kill me?
Yeah.
What's going on? Why is Dave Chappelle going to Africa? Why does Mariah Carey make a $100 million deal and take her clothes off on TRL? A weak person cannot get to sit here and talk to you. Ain't no weak people talking to you. So what is happening in Hollywood? Nobody knows. The worst thing to call somebody is crazy, is dismissive. I don't understand this person, so they're crazy. These people are not crazy. They're strong people. Maybe the environment is a little sick.
But Michael Jackson was one of the few people who didn't need her platform. He didn't need her validation. He was bigger than Oprah, and that scared her. Because for someone like Oprah, control is everything. Her interviews, her endorsements, her connections, they all depend on her being the one in charge of the story.
I'm glad you're here. Everybody wants to know, why'd you walk away from $50 million?
I wasn't walking away from the money. I was walking away from the circumstances with the newfound plateau.
Yeah.
It was completely outside of my frame of reference. I've been in show business since I was 14. I've heard the stories, seen these kinds of things play out in front of me. I mean, you see before, look, Mariah Carey made a $100 million deal, and 3 months later, she's all of a sudden mysteriously crazy. Or Martin Lawrence punches through and he's waving a gun on the street screaming, they're trying to kill me.
Yeah, we hear those stories.
And it always happens around the time of their career where it seems as though they're crossing over the next plateau.
Yeah.
It's incredibly stressful.
Yeah.
And I felt like in a lot of instances, I was deliberately being put through stress because, when you're a guy that generates money,
yeah,
people have a vested interest in. I mean, I'm a conspiracy theorist to a degree. Like when I connect dots that maybe shouldn't be connected, I don't know. But certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow, all these brothers gotta wear a dress. This happened to me. I'm doing a movie with Martin.
Yeah.
The movie's going good. So I walk in the trailer. I'm like, man, this must be the wrong trailer because there's a dress in here. They come in. The writer comes in. I think he's the writer. He's like, Dave, listen, we got this hilarious scene where Martin's sneaking out of jail. So he disguises you as a dude. And he put this dress on and what? Nah, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in a discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave. Listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. The pressure comes in. He said, I'm not wearing no dress, man. I'm funnier than a dress. Just give me something funny to say. I don't need to wear no dress to be funny. What am I, Milton Berle? We're going like this. And then finally he's like, and he leaves. And then like the director comes, Dave, it really would be great if you wear the dress. What is wrong? What is this, Brokeback Mountain in here? So then, wear the dress. I don't want to wear the dress. I want to wear this dress. You know what I mean? This is, oh gosh, this guy's so difficult. They leave. Now the producers comes, come on, David, would be so great. I mean, and then I started thinking about it. All the comics that I've seen, man, strong brothers, why they be putting us in these dresses? But the minute it was clear, I was adamant, I'm not wearing a dress. I'm not wearing the dress. All right, fine. Think of something else. Guy comes back 10 minutes later, there's a whole new scene. Hot damn, how did you write the scene so fast? It's like, so you gotta take a...
But Michael Jackson couldn't be controlled. He didn't follow her lead. He didn't play the role of broken genius or fallen star that the media wanted. He kept saying, they don't care about us. That line from his 1996 song wasn't just music. It was a message, a warning about the same machine that was now trying to destroy him.
Back in 2007, Oprah Winfrey thought it would be a good idea to open up a boarding school in South Africa. She was inspired by Nelson Mandela and made a promise to him that she was going to create this school. The academy is called Leadership Academy for Girls. Actually, the government of South Africa was against Oprah opening this school because it's an extremely expensive place and the population there is extremely poor. But yet she opens this school and it's got salons in it, it's got gyms in it. I mean, some people think that this was a place for kids to be human trafficked because they would go and get them ready there for sale. And honestly, we don't need to talk about that conspiracy, but we need to talk about the scandals that have gone down at this school.
These are my girls. These are my girls.
Look up and look out there.
So Oprah built this $40 million school in South Africa, and they had 152 students attend. Oprah actually handpicked the 152 students who attended her school, but it wasn't long until some of these students were being harmed by one of the employees of the school. Her name is Virginia, and she was 27 years old at the time, and she was charged with 13 counts of getting inappropriate with the kids. Virginia got physical with at least 6 students aged 13 to 15. So these students were handpicked by Oprah to go and live at this academy, and one of these employees who is managing the dorm is physically touching them and doing things to them and harming them. This was a bad look for South Africa because they have had a problem with children being harmed at school by these employees. But ultimately, Oprah put them in this situation to be harmed by this employee. That wasn't the only scandal that came out of Oprah's school, because ever since it's been open, there's been scandal after scandal. Less than 2 years later, there was another incident where some students were getting physical with each other, and there was a 15-year-old who urged to these victims to keep everything on the down low and not to tell their parents or investigators what happened. So 7 students were suspended from the school, and these girls were alleged to have been intimidating others into partaking in inappropriate behaviors. A letter sent to one of the suspended girls' parents reportedly read, "You have been found guilty of physical contact of a intimate nature with another person on campus, harassment, bullying of other girls on campus, and of being dishonest by not telling investigators the whole truth." So I don't understand why Oprah just went to this school like less than a year ago to fix things, yet this is still going on. I mean, how does this 15-year-old get away with preying on their schoolmates and coercing them into lying to officials about it?
And that's exactly what Dave Chappelle and Jim Carrey are pointing to, that Michael's biggest sin wasn't what the tabloids said, it was that he knew too much. Let's talk about that for a second. When Michael started buying up music catalogs, including half of Sony's publishing empire, he changed the balance of power. He owned not just his songs, but songs from artists who depended on the same labels that once owned him.
When some people think Oprah Winfrey, they think Harvey Weinstein because they have been linked together so often. First off, Oprah and Harvey have been friends for over 2 decades. A lot of people use the argument that she didn't know about what he was doing, but that's impossible because everyone's known about Harvey Weinstein's reputation ever since the 90s. If you guys don't know who Harvey Weinstein is, he is a major film producer who is pretty much the face of the Me Too movement because he was called out by a bunch of different actresses who he violated. When he was getting canceled and exposed for everything that he has done, Oprah allegedly called him and offered her support. Even though Oprah's team denies this, I believe it because Oprah has been close with Harvey and she has showed him some sympathy over time. Even though he is a disgusting man and he deserves to rot in jail. But I don't understand why Oprah wants to be best friends with someone like Harvey Weinstein. They had a very warm friendship, and the photos show. Some people actually believe that Oprah convinced some actresses to hook up with Harvey Weinstein. And actually, Rose McGowan tweeted out, "I'm glad more people are seeing the ugly truth of Oprah. I wish she were real, but she isn't."
Imagine that. The world's biggest entertainer suddenly becoming a businessman who owned a piece of everybody else's success. That's not fame, that's freedom. And freedom makes the powerful nervous. Now think about Oprah again. Her brand was built on being the truth teller, the person who asked the hard questions, the one people trust. But when it came to Michael, she played along with the system, even when the evidence against him started crumbling. When the Leaving Neverland documentary dropped, she promoted it heavily, even though the accusations were already falling apart in court. And fans noticed. They said, wait a minute, Oprah's supposed to be fair. Why is she helping tear down a man who can't even defend himself? And that's when the whispers started, that Oprah wasn't acting out of conviction, and she was acting out of fear. Fear of what Michael's story represented. Because if the public ever truly believed that Michael Jackson was framed, that the same media that built him also destroyed him, then everything Oprah built her career on, trust, truth, transparency, would crumble too. And Dave Chappelle knows that kind of fear firsthand.
And it may happen that by circumstance, or even very purposefully, that you over. But that shouldn't get in the way of you being able to sit down and have fun with him. Am I on the right track?
Absolutely.
You can't build a resentment about it. You have to still try and love those people.
Yeah.
Because that's the way they're thinking.
Because it ain't personal.
No, it's not personal. They don't really mean to hurt you.
No.
Not really. I don't quite understand. Well, I mean, there's a lot of motivations for why it happens. Yes, many.
I mean, money will make you do stuff as well, won't it? I mean,
Yes.
one, them, us,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah, well, whoever.
If there's many millions riding on a decision, it's hard to be philosophical.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very hard. Very hard to be, you know, you, you have to choose what level of integrity you're coming in at. And
Okay.
and I've often felt it. I've sat there and I have felt the knife slipped firmly in between my shoulder blades and tried to have it shoved through the other side through my heart. And I've actually felt the whole thing and I've gone, ah! Wait till next week, you know? Or I'll think, fucking, and you'll resent it for a little while, then you have to let it go. Otherwise, you'll eat yourself alive.
Remember when Chappelle walked away from his $50 million deal with Comedy Central? Everyone said he was crazy. They said he was paranoid. They said he lost his mind. But years later, we realized he wasn't crazy. He was right. And he said, when you see too much and you try to tell people, they call you crazy. The same thing happened to Michael Jackson, and that's the parallel both Chappelle and Jim Carrey are drawing. The moment you step out of line, that they label you unstable. And when that doesn't work, they destroy your image. Jim Carrey said something similar when he started calling out the entertainment industry's obsession with control. He said, there's no me. There's only the characters they let me play. He's been open about how fake Hollywood is. How success comes with silence and truth comes with consequences. So when Carrey talks about Oprah being terrified of Michael Jackson, he's not talking about monsters under the bed. He's talking about exposure, about how Oprah, as part of that elite circle, knew that if Michael ever spoke fully and freely, he could expose everything. Think about it. Michael wasn't just an entertainer. He had friends in governments, presidents, royalty. He had access to rooms most artists could only dream of. He was in the same orbit as the people who shaped culture. And if he started revealing what he saw behind those closed doors, the manipulation, the abuse, the control, the whole machine would collapse. That's why Chappelle said, Michael wasn't crazy. He was surrounded. Now here's where the story gets darker. According to insiders, and this is where Carrey and Chappelle's statements line up, Michael Jackson's death wasn't just tragic, it was convenient. Convenient for record labels, convenient for networks, convenient for people who owed him millions in publishing rights, and even more convenient for the people who wanted his story buried forever. When Michael died, he was preparing for his This Is It comeback. But behind the scenes, he was also preparing to regain total control over his music empire. He was about to become completely independent. And that's when everything fell apart. Carrey once said in an interview, when the system can't use you anymore, they replace you or erase you. That line hits different when you think about Michael Jackson. And when you think about Oprah, the one who helped shape his early public image and then later helped bury it. It makes sense why Carrey and Chappelle call it fear, because fear isn't always loud. Sometimes it looks like silence. Sometimes it looks like compliance. And sometimes it looks like betrayal. You see, Jim Carrey and Dave Chappelle aren't attacking Oprah personally. They're exposing what she represents. She's not just a talk show host. She's an institution, a bridge between the public and the power players behind the curtain. And when someone like Michael Jackson challenges that power, when he starts speaking about ownership, manipulation, and truth, the system closes ranks. Oprah, as part of that system, had to protect the brand, even if it meant protecting the lie. But what's wild is that both Carrey and Chappelle are doing what Michael tried to do. Use comedy, art, and honesty to wake people up. They're saying, look around. The same system that crucified Michael is still running everything. And that's why this story is so powerful. It's not about one man or one woman. It's about the cost of truth in a world built on image. Michael Jackson once said, lies run sprints, but the truth runs marathons. And now, years later, his truth is still running, carried by people like Chappelle and Carrey, two artists who know exactly what it feels like to stand alone against the machine. Let's not forget, Oprah's brand has taken hits in recent years. People have started questioning her ties to controversial figures like Harvey Weinstein and others. They've asked why she stayed silent on some issues while going extra hard on others, especially when it came to black men in Hollywood. And that's where the fear comes full circle. Because if the public ever starts connecting the dots, if people start realizing who protects who, then Oprah's carefully crafted empire of truth starts to crack. And that's the last thing she wants. So what does this all mean? It means that Michael Jackson's story isn't over. It means that the people he warned us about, the ones who don't care about us, are still running the show. And it means that voices like Jim Carrey and Dave Chappelle are keeping his message alive. Because whether you love Michael or not, you can't deny one thing. He was fighting for control over his music, his image, his freedom. And that's something Hollywood can't stand. Carrey said it best, and the people you can't control are the ones you destroy. And when you look back at everything that happened to Michael, the lies, the accusations, the media circus, that line explains it all. So yeah, maybe Oprah was terrified of Michael Jackson, not because of who he was, but because of what he represented: truth, freedom, and a power that no one, not even her, could contain. This is Buzz and Drama, where the masks come off and the truth gets loud. Hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Do you think Oprah really feared Michael Jackson? Or was she just protecting herself and the system she helped build? Either way, one thing's clear: Michael's story isn't finished, because legends don't die, they just get louder with time. See you on the next one.